Presented by Quick Trip's Quality Gasoline Guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
9 to noon is locked and loaded. Billy Schmid, John Kuhn, Armin Sarian, the three horsemen of the radio apocalypse are here to entertain and to throw you into a garbage can.
What?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Or throw a
Just, I'm
garbage
making
can
up-
on you.
I'm making up a
like
wrestling group which doesn't really exist, actually.
Correct.
That's
yeah.
a
Was
good
there
idea.
never? There had to have been a three horsemen at some point in time.
No,
whether
it's
it was
Horsemen
four.
come in four. Horsemen always come in four. What was the
nobody
best
did like
three-
but nobody did like a fun spin off of that. I would have thought three horsemen would have been an easy pick.
No, if you would have dared try to spin off
Yeah.
something of the Four Horsemen, that was the easiest way to get yourself excommunicated from the wrestling world within days, was to mock those legends. Now, I guess, Josh, we could call ourselves Evolution here. It's the evolution of sports talk radio.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know
Yeah,
which
I
one
can
would
do
be
that.
Ric Flair, who would be Batista. I'd probably have to be the 300-pounder. And then, Armin could be Ric Flair over here. John's Triple H.
he
Yeah.
does smack his chest an awful
Yeah.
lot. He could.
He gets
does
loud every
woo.
once in a while for
Hey,
no
it's
apparent
true.
reason.
I'll be-
Yeah,
I
there we go.
don't know wrestling. Although it's funny,
Flair, sorry.
I don't know anything about wrestling, but wasn't NWO originally 3 members? Wasn't
Yes.
it Scott
Correct,
Nash,
yes.
Hulk, and what's his name?
The New World Order of sports talk radio in the state of Wisconsin, brother. Is
I don't know.
Scott Hall. Is that what you
that
said?
what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Brother.
That was not Scott Hall. That was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I have.
Hey, yo.
I don't know about wrestling.
That
you
was
guys,
Scott Hall.
okay,
That was
I'm not
Scott
the
Hall.
wrestling guy. I know some people you guys love. I'm not a wrestling guy.
No,
so-
you're the Seinfeld guy, and you have to
Sure, Seinfeld.
remind us every freaking day of 84 different Seinfeld references. But it's good.
because it's
It's good.
it's perfectly replicable.
Are you anti-wrestling, Armin?
No, I wouldn't say so. My buddy Nick
So you're
would have-
wrestling neutral.
Sure, like I went once to a match in Milwaukee with Thunder, Mitch Nellis, our buddy. We went to Fastlane at the center. It was kind of fun. And then I
Okay.
went to my buddy's house every year when he would buy WrestleMania, and we had a party. That was kind of fun. I'm not against it. I just not into it.
You know that some sports hardos, and I
Right.
would say, wouldn't you agree, Kuhn, that Armin is a sports hardo,
Yeah.
are anti-wrestling because it's fake.
Yeah.
They look down upon it as, I watch real sports. I don't need this fake stuff.
Right. I never been that guy because to me it's like I never said it was fake. I said it was scripted, which is like watching. You like watch TV or movies. Then if you like that, then you have no problem with another scripted thing.
Plays
But that's
theater.
not
Very
that's
good.
not everybody, because
Theater's the best
Billy
comparison, yeah.
Billy is every bit as sports hardo as Armin, and you are quite pro wrestling, correct?
Yeah, and for me, it's what John just mentioned. It's the theater. I like live music. I like live theater. I like watching live performances.
Sure.
And that part of it, I think, is one of the cooler attributes of it. However, I'm also one of the strange ones. I didn't pick up wrestling until I was in college.
The opposite.
I was not
Billy's
the
wrestling
kid
opposite.
that watched it. I was, oh, wait, there's this library of 100 hours of things I can watch and not go to class. I'm interested in that.
I never would have
Yeah,
thought that. I thought you
I'm-
would have watched it as a kid. That's kind of odd.
I'm wrestling positive, Kuhn, but casual, and I kind of got more into it around 99 when I was working radio in Charlotte with a guy who's super into it, and that was the peak of the Triple H Rock
Yeah.
era with Mankind. Where do you
Stone
come
Cold.
down on
Stone
wrestling?
Cold was the
Yep.
popping at that point in time as well. I was big when I was young. I did the prototypical. I'm a young kid. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. My dad lied to me and told me it was real.
Yep.
We would get WrestleMania at his house and rock out. And I think it was it Saturdays or was it Sundays that they used to have every weekend there was an event.
Mhm.
And it might not have been WrestleMania, but it was like a show every weekend. And I was big into it until I got big into football. And then football took all my attention
Right.
away from wrestling. I went to WrestleManias and I went to wrestling events and in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And man, I really enjoyed it, but I was more of the prototypical Hulk Hogan against the world, right? Maybe a little bit of the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was
So
a
you were
fun
into
one
the
for
good
me.
guys.
Yeah.
I was a good guy.
Sure.
Stan. I
Why
was a
wouldn't
good
you
guy.
be?
You're a
John
face.
Cena.
You're a
Never
face
give
fan.
up.
Okay. Josh,
wouldn't
how
you
would
be?
you
Yeah.
describe yourself as a wrestling fan?
Well, I started as a kid. I watched it with my dad, which is traditional, as Billy pointed out. And my dad actually used to get together with some buddies, and they would rent the pay-per-views. And then my dad would just kind of bring me along, and then I got into it that way.
So
but
you're very much super fan wrestling.
Super.
Yeah, well, and the thing is that I grew up during that NWO period. So what we were doing, because with the Monday Night Wars, you had WCW Nitro, and then you had WWF Raw, and they would battle each other. They went off on the same time, and you couldn't watch both. So we would record one, and then in one room of the house on a VHS, and then we would watch the other one live. And
you didn't have 100 hours of DVR space at that time where you could just be
no
watching
none of
shows
that
at once?
none of that existed.
Didn't exist.
At the time.
I was taping stuff. I had stacks of videotapes, the VCR tapes at home.
And so at a
Kids
young
don't know
age,
how
I
good they
joined
have
the NWO. And what you might or might not know is when you're in the NWO, you're in the NWO for life.
For life.
So I've been in the NWO for 25, 30 years.
Okay,
So.
all right.
Josh brought me into the NWO.
Yeah, the
a couple of years ago.
NWO's not that old. The NWO was late 90s at the earliest.
How late? How long ago
How
was
late?
the late 90s though, John?
98, 99. That's
Yeah.
24 years. That's not 35 years.
I was doing the same thing when I was counting up the Rose Bowls yesterday because we were talking to Matt LePay, and he has this call from the 93 Rose Bowl where he brings up the point spread, Zabe. Now that's a time where
that was quite controversial back then.
right? He's like, they came in as 9-point dogs, leave as 7-point winners. So I'm going back. I'm like, whoa, in 30 years. Oh man. Okay. Cause I'm turning 30 then next
you
year.
didn't
I'm like,
exist.
wait a second,
27 years.
94, 93
Right.
27.
wasn't
We're
that
right
far
in the
ago.
middle. Right in
Yeah,
the
it
middle
is.
of our two
27
numbers.
years.
Right in the middle of our two numbers. Okay,
Okay.
gotcha. Neither of us
I'm just-
remember history correctly, by the way, Josh.
Yeah, that's fine. Who
I'm
cares?
just thankful as a casual but pro, positive wrestling fan, casual, that I got to see a great moment, which was Backlash 2001, Capital One Arena in DC, where Stone Cold had not been wrestling for a while because his back was all jacked up. So he was kind of on the fringes, but they still used him as a character, and he drove a beer truck.
You were
Coors
there,
truck.
beer truck night.
Yeah, I know. That's a big moment.
Drove it into the corner, got up on the ring, got the beers tossed to him, poured them down, and we had great PR seats that were down low, like second row, and it was amazing. And I'm like, thank God I saw that. Now I missed when Stone Cold was still wrestling most of the time, but I got to see him in that moment, so I kind of hold that close that I got that.
Yeah, that's a tough one that you're never going to get better than that, right? Watching Vince McMahon get absolutely pelted with Coors Light, you're like, I'm going to end on that one. I'm going to end on that make and be okay.
Yeah, let's call it.
Right.
Let's call it
Because
that.
there was a big old swoon of years where it was not all that interesting. And they've gotten, I think, that they've leaned
Better.
in more to the storyline aspect of it and the
Yeah,
theatrics
They're
of it.
trying.
Which I think they're doing some yeoman's work. You watching SummerSlam this weekend, Josh?
Probably not. Probably not.
That was a
Busy
defeatist
weekend.
one.
I'm gonna be
What
at
was
State
the-
Fair.
What was the
that's true.
worst pay-per-view wrestling event? Was it
Oh.
Royal Rumble?
No, the Royal Rumble is always great.
Yeah, we still have drinking games
Yeah,
for the Royal Rumble.
yeah,
the Royal
but
Rumble's the best pay per view. Better than Mania in my
But I
opinion.
got a problem with guys out there wrestling and other guys jumping in the ring, and then all of a sudden, if you're a guy number 27 out of 30, you got a great shot at winning here.
Oh, for sure.
You pulled a great straw on that thing.
Or if you're like the third guy, and then
Right.
you go and sit up underneath the ring and just wait till the 30th guy gets knocked out, run back on in and see if you can steal that thing. That's the deceptiveness that I would have had. So big State Fair weekend this weekend. Did you kick it off yesterday?
Yep, went
Did you get back in
yesterday.
time?
Went yesterday. Gonna go tonight for sure
Smooching with Julie on the
Yep.
gondola.
on the sky glider.
Gondola is
I don't know,
different.
yeah.
Can you appreciate Kuhn how good that light is on that photo? How professional that photo looks light wise, like it's in a studio, like it's Olin Mills family photo time. That's
how
a
they do-
reference only Armin would
Do
understand.
you even phone, bro? Do you even iPhone? Armin doesn't. Do you even iPhone? The
Don't have
cameras are unbelievable.
So the cameras on the Androids.
They're not as good as Android phones. That's the one area that
Ooh.
that Armin
Whoa.
has.
You're
a
just
leg up on
talking
us.
about how great this camera is on an iPhone. Now you're gonna.
That's
They're
the
good.
two are not mutually exclusive.
They're
John.
not Samsung good. They're not Android good.
Oh, the
Why do
cameras are
all of Armin's
fine.
pictures come out terrible for the dive bars? That's my question.
Good que-
Because
see,
they're
today's-
dive bars. Because in photography, lighting is king, and you're not going to get good lighting in a dive bar. You don't want good lighting in a dive bar. You don't want to see how dirty it is.
It's
in a
also
dive
the
bar.
way I'm not interested in trying to take, portrait level, gourmet pictures. Gourmet is not the right word.
Yeah,
That's food.
gourmet pictures.
Okay, you get my point. I just like take a snapshot here and there, and I live my life. It's
The
fine.
worst, the most dangerous thing for me, Zabe, and you got a new little four-legged friend. The toughest thing was
Yes.
realizing the pet portrait mode was a thing on the iPhone. And dude, it is way too much fun when you're sitting there and they're doing something adorable. And all of a sudden I realized I have more pictures of this dog than my newborn son. That's probably not a great thing. They just
No,
go and
that's
delete a
fine.
bunch of those quickly so that nobody sees that and judges you too much.
I
Kuhn,
remember
how many pictures of your bulldog do you have?
A boatload of. There's a lot of dog pictures on my phone. I bet you my phone has 7,600 pictures. I'll bet you 1,000 of those. 1/7 are of bulldogs, whether they're
If-
this one or the previous.
Because
one.
they're always doing something adorable.
Yeah, but one
They're
is
always
enough.
doing
you
something
as the
Look at
owner.
them
One is
right,
enough.
look at them
You
right
as
now.
the
Look at them right
owner.
now. Is this not adorable? Look at this thing. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a bull right there.
Good you go.
Yeah.
knows we're talking about it. He's
Oh,
like, hey,
oh,
hey,
look at
Not even-
that.
Dad, come on. I was
Would
laying
you
out.
not
Why'd
take
you
a picture of that,
embarrass me
Steve? How would you not take a picture of that?
you cannot.
Get up there. Get rub its face. You're doing buddy.
Come on, get on up here, Bubba. Get on up here, Bubba.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
There it is.
He's like, wait,
Now
is this
we're
thing a
talking.
bone?
Why don't we have a 5 wide where we bring our dogs?
Look at this.
It's so fun.
Turn down our mics and listen to him snorting on into the
Just-
microphone. That was my favorite thing I just heard.
Do you want me to try to get my dog? Should I go try to get my dog right now or no?
Yeah, sure.
What kind of dog is your dog, Steve?
Field Spaniel. Tucker's his name, and he just had some surgery to get rid of some non-cancerous little bladder boil on his back. So his fur is all messed up. He's got some stitches. He's got the soft collar of shame, which he doesn't love, but he's
I heard
But he
it.
tolerates.
I heard you talking
Yes,
about the soft
exactly.
collar of shame, though. What a better decision by them than
Yeah.
to throw that big old plastic cone that's tipping them over all the time on there.
Well, yeah, they got the plastic satellite dish. Some people still use that when dogs have surgery. They don't want them chewing up their stitches, but they have a new one that's softer. That
Yep.
fits around your neck. It's like a travel pillow, basically. That makes
Yeah,
it so they
I
can't
love
get
that.
to their.
Those things never work for me. Field Spaniel's a big fluffy with the big droopy ears and the big fluffy, right? Not,
Armin goes,
We're gonna find out in a minute. When
Armin
Steve
goes,
brings
"Those
his
travel
dog with
pillows never
stitches and a
They
satellite
never work.
dish.
I
And I'm
can't-
glad they work for your dog. They don't work
they
for
don't.
me.
I don't waste my time with those travel pillows. It's just not going to work.
That
Armin, what
doesn't
kind of
make-
dog do you have?
I don't have a dog.
Why not?
No, you
I-
do. What?
What
You
happened
got-
to Flapjack?
Yeah, what happened to
No,
Flapjack?
Flapjack's not around anymore. Flapjack's not around.
What
anymore.
happened?
Well, hey, what happened?
My cousin's got Flapjack. Now.
Oh,
They took him to the farm?
It's just not. Flapjack is not around, unfortunately, anymore. I had a guinea pig when I was a kid.
Wow.
I had a guinea
Did
pig.
you give
man.
up on the dog?
No, I didn't give up on the
Gave up-
dog. No, I didn't give up on it. It was like a family type thing. It transferred over, and do people still believe in Flapjack? Is what's going on? Do I have to go with this? Do we have to stick with this
I was
Flapjack
like, can we
thing?
please shut up?
Can
about
we
that?
just stop believing
4
in
years
Flapjack?
ago,
I was,
gave me
I was
one by
really
one.
lost here. You had me going, Armin. I thought you had a
Oh.
dog named Flapjack.
I thought
I'm
you-
not privy to this bit.
4 years ago, KB ruined my weekend and said, "Today on the show, we're naming your new dog." And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" And then I kept getting questions and questions and questions about it. Beautiful dog, though he was.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah.
was- Yeah, so they made up
Beautiful
an
fake
imaginary
dog.
dog that
If
they
I
could
ever-
put on and continue rolling. And then all of a sudden they said, hey, Armin, how's Flapjack doing
If
this?
I
do you
ever
mean?
get a dog, though, one day I will try and push for a Flapjack as a name. It's a great name.
Sheldon is our next dog name.
Sheldon.
Damn, Armin, you did know what a Spanish Spaniel was.
I've seen that. I think I remember seeing one once or something.
Oh, what's up, Tucker? He's like, come on, dude. I see that treat in your hand. What are we waiting for here? It's a
those
smart
little
one right
puppies.
there.
He's not letting me pick him up right now.
I love those
unfortunately,
big
'cause-
ears.
I
The
wouldn't. I
ears.
wouldn't let you pick me up either. So
Now, Spaniel needs to be worked a lot, right, Saban? Do you have enough room
No,
outside? or
not
no?
not this particular breed. Some do. They are kind of in the retriever family. They're not super high energy. They're not like any kind of
Border collie or something like that.
Aussie Shepherd. Yeah, they're not a shepherd of any kind. You get an Aussie Shepherd, good luck. You better have a damn farm to wear their asses out.
I knew a
because
girl that
they
had-
are super high energy.
Knew a girl that had 2 of those in a small apartment. I'm like, you're out of your mind. They're running around.
Not only out
constantly.
of your mind, but it's not good for the dogs.
That's what I'm saying. That's just terrible. I mean, you should.
Or the apartment.
Yeah, or the apartment.
That's
Amen.
another thing.
Or the
Yeah.
people that live underneath you.
Oh,
in the
wait a minute.
apartment,
These
which
are
is
for the
also-
dog. I almost ate one.
You won't
Dude,
eat
you
one
won't.
right now
Eat a
on
dog treat.
Come on, do it
On
for
air.
content. Do it
It'll
for
be better than
content.
your normal diet.
Hey.
That's a great point. There's probably vegetables in there, John. That's a great point. You know what's funny?
Just try one. Take a little nibble, Zave. Just a little nibble of
Go
one.
big screen on him on this video. Come on, what are we waiting
Just
on?
one. Oh God. Hold on.
No, wrong way.
Yeah, hold on.
Yes!
Oh,
I can't believe he just did that.
What did that taste like?
Oh my God.
God, it tastes like ass.
You
Oh,
eat
my
dog
God.
Spitter. He spit it out.
I can't believe
I
you ate it.
dog food.
Why would you eat that?
See, people are like,
I didn't eat it.
people are like, why would I want to watch 5 Wide
I
on your
love
stream?
it.
Well, because you can see Zabe
Right.
eat freaking dog food.
I got more respect for Zane than I've ever had right now.
His mouth is watering. He's about to just lose it. He's about to lose it.
Get back on the full screen. Back on full screen.
You'll do anything for this. You're a real one, Zane. You
Oh.
are a real one.
Man.
I can't believe I have more respect for you than I ever had. I wouldn't even do that. I've worn bike helmets all day around this station.
I heard about the bike helmet.
Oh,
Safety first.
It was just the old things we would do with Drew and KB. But yeah, I mean,
That was awesome.
Zane, that was awesome.
Man,
It
Friday.
wasn't
I
awesome.
like
I
this
took
show.
one little nip and I spit it out, man.
Man, I like this.
Spit it.
I'm gonna like this 5 Wide deal. I didn't thought this waking up was gonna be a little tougher.
Man.
Oh,
if I
no.
got Zabe eating dog food
Oh,
here on a
yeah.
Friday, holy cow! This
No,
time
don't
slot
don't
rocks.
expect this on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Don't
that we freaked out because that was the first time anything like that has happened.
John, remember when we ate mayonnaise in the studio? We did
We
mayo.
did a mayonnaise
Pause.
sampling.
All right.
Yeah.
Which one was good? Yeah.
We need to tell about your guys' personal moment.
Okay.
Oh, we got to try different dog foods. We've
That was
had
with
chip tasting.
Van. Remember
Yeah.
minivan? That was with minivan.
Oh, did you guys see
Oh,
that
God,
it's the
minivan.
30th anniversary of the Robin Ventura Nolan Ryan fight?
Yeah. Did,
One of
did
the
you
great
did you
clips
ever get
of all
to the
time.
Ryan Express? Did you ever get to see that, Zabe?
Not in person, but I mean, obviously he was a big star.
No, I'm talking about
In
the
the 90s.
documentary.
80s, 90s. Oh no, I did not.
That they go into detail on that one, and it is spectacular.
Ooh. I bet it is.
You know what's
Well-
funny? He was a. Oh, go ahead, Zabe. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I just watched his 300th win at County Stadium against the Brewers on YouTube the other day.
Of course you did. That's
Weird.
what you do.
What?
All right, go on.
What?
My
I'm
point
here for
was-
it.
My point was, he
Three
was-
and a half hours of your life. Yeah.
Well, I fast forwarded through parts. He was hitting like he was hitting like 140, 150 pitches, and
Well,
it's like
that is
you-
the new question of the day. If you're fast forwarding through these YouTube clips, are you actually watching it?
That's fair.
that's
That's a good
fair
question.
I'm not watching everything.
I am a big fan now that YouTube has it segmented out where you can kind of tell. Like if I'm watching the
Yeah, they show you. in
right,
the
like Super Bowl
segments.
45, they'll say like, "Hey man, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Okay, sweet. Let's watch this defensive stand and really get after it here." I kind of know where I'm going. I appreciate that roadmap.
You're saying, Armin, that Nolan Ryan's pitch count was soaring into the 140s
he was
and
throwing,
150s?
just throwing so many pitches. I mean, this guy, he's obviously the strikeout king, but that's also because he threw so many pitches and so many innings in so many years. He played 27 seasons, didn't he?
Yeah,
I
and,
don't
and
know, but
people
I'll
thought he
take
was
your
washed
word for
multiple
it.
times before he had another no hitter,
Right.
another no hit. I mean, it was unbelievable.
But don't we remember him for the no hitters more than anything else? And those aren't those just a series of
I,
individual?
I believe he never
Zabe?
won a Cy Young.
Never.
He never won an MVP.
Nope. He lost a lot of games in his career, too.
Well,
I
he
mean,
didn't get much run support during a lot of his career. You can document that. But I didn't know he never won a Cy Young. Huh?
never.
No.
His career record's
Interesting.
324 and 292. He almost lost 300 games. I mean, how good was Nolan Ryan? I'm not sitting here saying
was
was
awesome.
Okay, yeah. Well,
How
Brett
good was
Favre-
Nolan Ryan?
Yeah. Listen to the question.
He's
you
Hall of
just
Fame good.
asked.
Zabe, you talk about no hitters being a statistical anomaly, right?
Yeah, but when you have 7 of them,
Okay.
I think then you're showing you're pretty damn badass.
All right. Well, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking us to evaluate
Well,
what we
no,
normally
no,
thought
that's-
about sports. You know,
Here's the thing. Back then, hitters really couldn't catch up to 100 miles an hour flat. Now 100 miles an hour flat gets punished in the bigs.
Yeah, he
Because the
wouldn't.
hitters are better.
He wouldn't do what he did then. He wouldn't be able to do it anymore. He wouldn't be because managers in baseball wouldn't let him do it. And
Wait, you mean no manager would allow him to throw 332 innings to lead the league anymore?
That's why I'm.
332. That's one of the most insane numbers ever, along with the Ricky Williams carry total, Billy, that 1 year in Miami, where I want to say it topped. Oh boy, it was a ton of carries.
I thought
So,
it was 4.
let me ask, why could they
400 carries? Is
But
that-
why could they
so?
do it then and they can't do it now? That's still my question.
Well, it's a show.
They can, but they've decided it's not smart.
Yep, 392 carries. Sorry, by the way. Yeah, but they've
392.
they've found that diminishing returns come after, I don't know, maybe say 230 innings. That if you're just sending somebody on out there, let's get a fresher arm who, like Zabe said, he was the only guy that could pump 95.
I
Now,
thought
if
it
you
was all
can't
about
pump
injuries.
95,
I
you're
thought it was
out.
all about worrying about your shoulder blowing out or a running back's knee blowing out.
Like all those decisions are made off for player safety.
Yeah.
It's also about going third time through in the order in games. They don't want pitchers going third time through because that's when they give up runs. It's just the way it is now. I mean,
Diminishing returns, some would say.
he played solo many years too, and it's just. I don't
All
know.
right,
He's a compiler.
Exit question around the horn, hard pivot, totally different question, just real quick. Do you think $20 million to fly an Orca to Puget Sound is a fair price? I'll hang up and listen to your answer off the air.
What's the market on orca flying?
No, I mean, you got to save that bad boy. Fly him on out there and get him. They're putting him into a preserved area for like 2 years to reestablish into the water
And then
out there.
hopefully let him out into the wild, the
Yeah.
big blue ocean.
Keyword hopefully.
That's
That's
how-
a years
Right.
and years long process, I think.
It sounds super expensive. If I'm Irsay, I'd shop around.
See if you can get a better price on that.
20 million.
Hey, I got an exit question.
20 million.
What are you doing with that $20 million Bryce Terang zero now?
Yeah, good
Bro.
question,
Bro. This is the hardest call. I don't even know how to feel about this because I got it for free. So I have
You
no
wear it
leg
like
to
an
stand
error
on.
jersey, like an error card. That thing is priceless
Right.
now. You wore Bryce Terang
You can
before
say,
other people wear Bryce Terang.
right? You can say I like
everybody that
Terang
jumps on
back
the-
when
yeah,
he was a zero.
when he was
Totally
a
agree.
zero.
A lot of guys had multiple numbers.
I'll
Yeah,
take it off your
all right.
hands, Abe. Is it a double X?
Negative.
It's a real
Size
OG Bryce
small.
Terang.
And I'll pay you exactly
All right.
what you paid for it, which is the same as the number.
All right, exactly. What'd you pay for it? This right here. Tag, you're it. 9 to noon is next. Josh, great job as always. Don't overdo it at the fair. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
Stand up.